Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Blade Daily, and Books is back.
I'm back.
Books is back.
Did you miss me?
Back. I did miss you, Books.
Aw.
And you know, we got a few minutes before we get rolling here. So we were talking before we started. You know,
Yes,
you're feeling a little burnout, little like frustrated, fan wise. And
yeah,
so
I took a 3-week break.
And you know what? That's smart. That's good. You know, if
Yeah.
like you're going to be a long-term fan of this kind of thing, you know, I don't think like you have to like force yourself to like be in it every second of the day. You know?
It's really good to take some time and like just reevaluate. And I think I'm now like moved on from being like this hardcore stan to more like, all right, like I can look at AEW objectively. I can share my opinions while still supporting them and being my promotion, like everything, like it's still being my number one, all this other stuff. I like the rose colored glasses have come off, and it's okay. It's okay to share when you're frustrated. It's okay to take a step back. Like, and I needed it.
Yeah. And I think that there's, you know, I think that it's part of like going from being a newer fan maybe to being like more of a, hey, I've seen a lot of this, you know, I've seen a lot of this show. I've given, you know, so much of my time and energy to this show. Antoine's talking about being frustrated as a fan too. I'm not feeling that way, but I understand if other people are. And it just not, you know, what I have noticed more lately that I think is really, really interesting. I was even talking with Wrestle Snark about this because he commented on a post about not wanting to see heel Kenny Omega because he hates heel Kenny Omega. And I was like, dude, are you kidding me? And so I said,
I want heel Kenny Omega. I hate that.
Yeah, totally. So I said, you are living proof that you and I can watch the same thing and enjoy completely different things about it. Because I love Kenny as a heel. I love the Bucks. I love Forbidden Door. Like all these things he's super outspoken about. And we laughed about it. We had a good laugh about it. Like, and because it's honestly like we are just totally different. And so you know, it's really funny. I made a post on Threads this week where I said, like, you are entitled to any opinion that you may have. And if like all of these platforms would fall into the core of the earth, if we just let everybody feel the way they felt and felt no need to explain ourselves, right? We wouldn't even have social media. It wouldn't even work anymore.
Because if I have one more person talk down to me in a condescending way right now for sharing my opinion, I may actually jump off a building.
Don't jump off a building. I hear it hurts. Don't do that. Yeti Malone, one of these days I wish it was just Books hosting. You know, you could be burnt out on me, for instance. And I have no idea why. Like I'm super chill, nice dude, you know, and I don't know why you would want less of me. Don't you? If anything, I think more of me would be good. If anything, I want to smother you. I want to suffocate you with me. When you take a deep breath, you get a little bit of Blade in your mouth. That's what I want. Antoine says, if we all thought the same exact way about the thing we all love, then what we love does not improve. Please don't jump off. Damn mansplaining.
I won't. Well, it's funny because I had this issue with reading last year because I over like committed with arcs and everything, so it became work and not passion. And well, this like, you know, very different burnouts, but yeah.
Well, I think, you know, anytime that you commit yourself publicly to covering something that you enjoy, right, with any kind of regularity, like I don't this is going to shock a lot of people. This show doesn't make me rich. I know. I know. But it's like, it doesn't. I do this out of passion. But I'll tell you, what, and this is also going to shock some people. There are some Fridays I wake up and I don't want to do the show. Not because I don't like doing the show, but because I got to like get a lot of shit together to do the show.
Yeah.
And so anytime that you have to do something or that you're compelled to do something, even if it's something you like to do, you will get burned out and there will be times. Yeah. That's just what happens. That's just what happens.
I will say, I think because of my book burnout, it made me more creative. And like since returning and making book stuff full time, I have gotten opportunities with much bigger authors. I've received my second like PR mail. I'm on a street team with a major publisher. So like sometimes that break is just really good because better things come. So, you know, hey, maybe this break is what's actually going to start the AEW like influencer affiliate program that they desperately need because at this point they should be paying me.
You and me both, sister. Blurry line. I'm feeling pretty okay about it. There's like one storyline on my favorite show I don't like, and I enjoy all the others. That's pretty much where I'm at. You know, like there's always something going on in AEW I don't like, you know, or I'm not feeling as much. But I'm you know, that's wrestling. It's a 2-hour show, right? Like, not everything's gonna be for you. Pippin says Blade wants to be inside you, and I just want to clarify consensually. But beyond that, sure. Well, too, I want Tekla to have a fucking proper title feud. Good God. Yes. Oh my, I'm so with you.
Wait, so I was arguing with I think this is what happened was I started arguing with someone about the AEW women's division really having depth to their stories. And I was like, when the world title storyline has zero depth, the women's division does not have depth. I don't care about all the B and C storylines. Your A storyline should be your world title. Especially when that champion is doing work for Forbidden Door. So
well, and we're going to be talking about world champions later on in the show because I made an observation on threads. I've been tweeting or threading more from the sit down account, doing the live reacts,
stealing hot takes too on that account.
Yeah, stealing hot takes. I generate the hot takes and then people steal them from me sometimes before I make them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like sometimes people have an idea and I have an idea, but I have it first, but they post it first and then I post it. And then they're like, you stole from me. And I'm like, no, I've been sitting on this idea before you, whatever that means. Always Never's in the chat. What's up, buddy? People feel the need to just be saying shit to troll and get engagement. I have no interest in engaging. So true.
Yeah, that's where I'm at now. I'm just not
Blurry line.
With trolls.
Also, there's nothing wrong with taking breaks and people need breaks. I took a 4.5-year break from wrestling in my teens, and I love wrestling now more in the last few years than I ever have. Right there with you. I actually took a 8-year break from wrestling in my 20s into my 30s. And I am a bigger fan now than I was ever before. Like I'm a bigger wrestling fan today, right at this moment, than I've ever been. And I feel really blessed in a lot of ways to feel that way, to have that kind of passion for it. But you know what? If I was feeling burnt out and I didn't want to watch AEW for a week, I'd just take a week off from the show. And that's just a heads up to everybody. I might be taking a week off, not next week because there's too much going on next week, but the week after, before Redemption, probably.
Yeah. Well, especially because next week either is going to be a really good week for me or a really bad week.
I know.
So
if you don't hear from me, that's because something bad on the show happened. And I think that I won't be able to stop you from screaming. I'll be able to hear it from my home. Always never's glad I'm here, Books. That's one person.
That's so nice.
You know?
Well, I couldn't do this without you, so I mean.
Okay. Like, see? Yeti Malone, you little smart ass. Fucking smart.
Because I posted today that I'm debating a Substack or a YouTube. Because I do think my vintage wrestling takes are hilarious.
Yeah. No,
and I was like, oh God, YouTube involves a lot of work that I don't want to do. At least Substack is much easier.
Well, I hear that there is a new YouTube starting soon for our new parent brand. And Books is going to be on it quite a bit, or as much as Books would like to be. Antoine says, I love the Cody post Blade. Yeah, Cody Rhodes. Jesus Christ, you guys. What is going on? And I'm going to talk about. Have
you seen the vodka commercial?
No.
Too, where he's like, it's 80. Oh my God. I looked at it. I was like, man is not beating allegations.
Yeah. I hate. Oh God. Okay. Shane's in the chat. What's up?
Hi,
even
Shane.
asked how I'm doing. That's new.
Everyone's
that's
being
cool.
I leave for like a few weeks and everyone's being nice to you. What happens?
Is everyone? Yeti Malone said I shouldn't they'd like a different show than me hosting it. Come on. To my cousins in the chat, don't worry, I'll handle any emergencies. No, you won't. Let's see. Yeti Malone. Yeah, trolls are the worst. The Fellowship fought that one in the minds of more. All right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then Michael Allen Lewis back with us. A lot of people are saying Tekla isn't going into All In as champ. That would be a slap in the face. I agree.
100%.
Fuck you mama 2 times with us. Hello. I actually took a break on wrestling from the closing of ECW until the opening of AEW. That's not a bad era to miss, honestly.
Speaking of ECW, I got a Lance Storm autograph on Whatnot the other day, in which he personalized it to me. Hey. And it's the picture of him with the Canadian flag behind him. It felt very awkward having to have Books of Bodyslams written on it, but
he did it.
And he knew it was me. So
my simp Skewered Universe is in the chat and says Blade deserves love too.
Now
and
you're being nice to him too? What is happening?
Well, he's my simp. I mean, so that's kind of his job, to build me up and keep me in a bubble of where I think people like me and stuff. But he also said
super
earlier,
nice to everyone, like the last 2 weeks when I wasn't here.
No, not really. I mean, like the same things people generally don't like about me, I still do with impunity. Are you ready to start this shit? Also, hi, Skewered Universe. Welcome to the chat. And thank you for saying you'd like me inside of you. I appreciate that consensually. Yeah, see, Skewered doing my simp duties, but I do love you too, Books.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm new, but I love the combo of you two. Thank you, Michael Allen Lewis. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's jump into this. We got so much going on. Fuck your mama 2 times. Blade doesn't deserve love. He's had way too much. Fuck your mama 2 times. Come on. Blurry Line, yes. Blurry Line, I will say I've never bashed Blade basically ever. That's true. You have riffed on things I've said that made me look stupid, but that was kind of on me. Blade's ignore. I'm not.
I will yell at him. Don't worry.
Shane just said we're just happy with Black Books. It's bleeding over into the Blade niceness. Okay. All right. All right. I'm not reading any more of your comments because I got to start this show. I'll get back to it. There's some really good shit in here. Larry says, I can't make your pay-per-view predictions right. It's true. I don't blame you for that, Larry. It's all right. Blade, my casual disdain for cultural norms and so-called lies. Yeah, I'm very aware, cousin. All right. Okay. Books, it's great to have you back. Let's get going, shall we?
I'm ready.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out, a pro wrestling podcast about pro wrestling And I am joined once again by the returning Books and Body Slams. Books, hello.
Hello.
How have you?
Thanks
how
for
have you
having me
been?
back. I
Yeah.
figured you kicked me off for like a few weeks.
I did not kick
It totally
you
wasn't
off.
me. It was totally not me.
I asked you, are we doing this tomorrow? And you're like, I have terrible allergies. I can't do it.
I did.
And I was like,
I did.
okay.
I canceled on everyone last week.
Yeah. And that's fine. That's fine.
I had no
I brought
voice.
Shane on. We had a good time. Everything was good, you know?
My allergy medicine's no longer working. It's great.
That's, yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, life is what life is. And sometimes it's very cruel. But we're glad you're back.
I'm glad I'm back.
I got
too.
to ask you,
Mhm.
in our group chat that we kind of both participate in this morning, I saw you name drop Buddy Landell.
The nature boy.
Right.
Buddy
what
Landell.
the fuck are you talking about Buddy Landell for? How did this happen?
So Mr. Books last night, I guess, was watching old pay-per-views. And he had one of the Great American Bashes.
Oh,
It was when Sting beat Ric Flair.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, all right, I want you to watch this one. And I thought it was Ric Flair until they did a zoom up on his face and it was not Ric Flair. And I was like, who the fuck is this? And then they said this name Buddy. And I'm like, so did Buddy steal from Ric Flair? Or did Ric Flair steal from Buddy? And I just went down this rabbit hole of learning about Buddy and the Nature Boy persona. And holy shit, I just think Ric Flair liked that gimmick and was like, mine. Which
I mean, basically, yes. That is what he did. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes me dislike him even more than I already do.
However, as I said in the group chat, he did wrestle the original Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers, who created that gimmick, the OG, created the gimmick, did wrestle him in a battle of the Nature Boys and beat him, and Buddy Rogers co-signed him as the new Nature Boy.
Why is that? I have no comment. Because this is like a stupid gimmick.
The Nature Boy?
It's so dumb. I don't like Ric Flair, so I automatically hate it. So
that's true. That is true. Now look, I get it. If you've been watching wrestling less than say 30 years and you think Ric Flair sucks, okay? Like I grew up watching
Ric Flair as Ric Flair today.
Right.
So like,
and that sucks. And that he does suck.
Yeah.
Right. Ric Flair is a pathetic human being that I think sucks. I just want to be clear about that. But I grew up with the wrestler Ric Flair who was awesome in that time. So
well, I got to watch him lose to Sting, so that was great.
That was cool. That's cool. Yeah. Oh, so you were watching 1990 Great American?
Maybe.
I know it was.
I don't know which
Buddy
one it
Landell and Sting versus Ric Flair were both on that show.
And there was, oh my God, and the Confederate gimmick.
The Southern boys, right? The Southern boys.
Oh yeah.
They come out with the Dixie. Yeah, yeah.
And the bedazzled Confederate flag. Oh yeah. I have thoughts.
Antoine was pretty impressed that
I know
that we're talking about Buddy Landell. Yeah.
A pull.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so like you remember when we watched SummerSlam 1988, you saw Superstar Billy Graham on commentary.
I did.
I mean, that is who Hulk Hogan took his entire thing from, you know?
That's not what I was referring to him as Superstar. I won't say what I was calling him.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of homoerotic overtones in the commentary that night. And Larry Line 7 asks, great question. What the actual fuck does Nature Boy mean? I never really questioned it. And I wondered the same thing. It was a jazz standard song that came out, I believe, sung by Nat King Cole. And that is where the name came from for Buddy Rogers when he was a part of a wrestling kind of troupe that toured through the Eastern U.S. Yeah. So that is where the name came from.
Still not sure how I feel about the gimmick, but
you still hate it. No, I get it. I get it. Antoine says, I hate Ric Flair too. I wasn't a fan then. Well, fine, Antoine. Fine. Pippin, there's a lot of Ric Flair and MJF. There certainly is. There's a lot of there's a lot of Ric Flair and a lot of people. There's a lot of Ric Flair and Chris Jericho. There's a lot of Ric Flair. Shawn Michaels, he permeates the business. It's inescapable. Boston Jorge, I believe this is his first time in the chat. Their first time. Omega needs to show up on AAA television. I don't think so. Don't think that's going to happen. But nice to have you here watching with us. Thank you. Skewered Universe. Nature Boy means guy who wears big flamboyant robes, treats women like objects, then gets incredibly drunk in Florida restaurants and shits himself. It has, how words, how phrases can change meanings over time. Ric Flair has evolved the meaning of Nature Boy, certainly, over time. So, you're learning about wrestling history. We've had you on Pro Wrestling Forever to watch old pay-per-views with us. Actually, there's another one that I'm going to throw your way pretty quick here because I would love to get your take on it. But just so you know, everybody, Professor Degree and I, this Monday, we are watching the movie Ready to Rumble, and we are reviewing it. Books, would you like to appear on the show and review it with us?
Yes, because Mr. Books won't watch Ready to Rumble again because he said it's been too soon. So that's a way to force him to watch Ready to Rumble again.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, if you
I think that makes it clear how I feel about Ready to Rumble.
Yeah, if you can watch it before Monday, yeah, then it'll be the three of us. Antoine says, so Nature Boy was stolen from a black musician. How surprised is anyone?
I'm not.
Look, all
given
of
what
pop
I know
culture
about
is
this
stolen
era of
from
wrestling,
black people.
Well,
All of pop culture. It's just the way it is. And it's terrible. But yeah, black culture influences everything in the U.S. That is just the way it is. Yeah. There's a lot of Ric Flair and people growing and people up and down the U.S. because he was kissing, stealing, son of a gun. Yeah, there's there's a lot of Ric Flair and like 1/3 of the children born in the U.S. between 1981 and 1995. Fuck you, Mama 2 times says y'all can't make me hate Ric Flair, but Richard Flair is another story. That's exactly.
See, I only know Richard, not
Richard
like
Flair,
Rick.
right? Pathetic retired Richard Flair,
yeah.
Right. Boston Ore says, "I'll crown your ass." If you want to coronate me, you're welcome to.
No, I think
there's so many things you could give me a crown for. So I'm interested. I'm not sure if you're insulting me or you're big up in me, but I'll take it really either way. So
I'll be crowned biggest complainer
or biggest Ric Flair hater. There's that.
I said it was a Ready to Rumble line. Oh,
Ready to Rumble line. Okay, Boston, right? Okay. See, I haven't seen the movie. I never saw it, and neither did Professor Degree. None of us ever saw it.
I've seen it, and you guys haven't.
No. Always never knew.
But you were WCW guy.
Okay, hold on now. WCW in 2000, I was not a WCW guy. Okay. And anybody who was, holy shit. Like, what did you subject yourselves to? Like, wow. Skewered Universe, I'm not, I don't know what that means. Once Fleer is dead, I will praise him. Always never said. Look, he was my favorite wrestler when I was a kid. That goes a long way. Ultimate Warrior was also my favorite wrestler, and I disavowed him a long time ago. So, Ric Flair sucks. The man sucks. Sucks. All right. Moving on. So Monday, be prepared because Professor and I will be the noobs and Books will be the old vet who will be schooling us on this movie. But yes, and I highly encourage you to watch it ahead of time so we can all laugh about it together. It'll be
it's real to me.
Real to you, damn it, right? It'll be a rip, rock, and good time. So, Books, shall we advance to our non-controversial subject that we're definitely all not upset about? Okay. The stipulation, Books. It's the the stipulation
The elite,
that
no, let's call it what its new name, the elite stipulation, because for some reason it's only happening to the elite.
well, yes, it is targeting the elite. That is true. It's targeted Cody. He fell to it because MJF threw in the towel. Hangman fell to it because he got a little too arrogant, I will say. And then he fell to MJF in a match. And now Kenny, his hubris has been invoked. Will he fall to it as well? Will he fall to it as well? Wow. I heard a lot of things said about this. The minute the 3 count hit on Mark Briscoe on Dynamite, which, by the way, great match. I pretty much knew Kenny was going to be the next guy in line. And then MJF attacked Mark Briscoe, and I knew we were going to see Kenny. And Kenny appeared. And then he challenges Max to a match right now. And Max says no. He says he won't face Kenny again unless. And I knew what was coming.
As soon as he said it.
The minute he said never again, I knew he was going to bring up the step. And the internet and everyone I knew basically had a very normal reaction to it all. No, they didn't. People fucking hate this stipulation. A lot of people really, really, really hate this stipulation. And I am inviting everyone in the chat to tell me how they feel about the stipulation. Because I seem to have been the only person I know who was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Books, you can't be in the chat. You're on the show. You can't be in the chat. You're on the show. Okay. So basically for me, I was like, Kenny's winning. It doesn't matter. Right. Like,
but we thought that too with Hangman.
Yes, we did. So I am once again banking all of this on the idea that Kenny is winning. Okay. But I think it's like with Hangman, there was some doubt. I don't have a lot of doubt about this. Okay. They're going to do it at Redemption. It's been confirmed that they moved it up. I think Max is probably hurt. And they just got to.
I think his knee is a lot worse than we think.
Yeah. And they either want to give him some time off so he can do All In, or he's going to miss All In and he needs to take some real time off. And I think that's probably why it got moved. So I'm, I suspect that's the reasoning, but who knows? Who knows? We are getting a lot of love for this fucking movie.
No, here's my thing. Yes, because Ready to Rumble is awesome, unlike this stipulation, because it is lazy. It is dumb. It makes the babyface look stupid. And Kenny is supposed to be this god of pro wrestling, right? He's the cleaner. He's supposed to be the best bout machine, the best wrestler. And he's stupid enough to fall for this. When 2 of his fellow elite members fell to this. Matt Jackson and I were on the same wavelength because I'm like, oh, fucking great. Here we go again. Matt Jackson's probably like me and scarred. But let's do it. Let's run it back 6 months later. Well, no, 3 months later, because that's how long it's been with Hangman.
The chat's piping in. Blair Line says, that Family Guy skit where it's like, there's a magic baby born in Bethlehem and they all start killing each other. That's the stip among AEW fans. It really was. It really was. Boston Jorge says Kenny will transform once again for revenge. It's his time. Like, you're not going to beat Kenny 3 times. Well,
that's another thing. You cannot have MJF beat Kenny 3 times.
Yeah. Fucking Mama 2 times straight up says Kenny has to win or I'm taking another extended break from wrestling.
I'm not lying either. I might take another break.
Blair Line says, I don't like it. I didn't like it for Cody. I really didn't like it for Hangman. I mildly don't like it for Kenny. Piccolo's strings, Piccolo S rings, Piccolo's rings. I'm really trying. I hate it. I hate it. Antoine says, I absolutely fucking hate it. It's the laziest, shitty booking that AEW does. How are you going to implement the same damn stipulation on another wrestler when the story ain't even done with the other? Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Pippin says, we hate it because it's dumb and it makes a baby face look dumb. Bucky Mama 2 times says Max is really hurt. Always Never says, I like it. It makes it more interesting, adds a layer of intrigue. Tony Khan in continuing to be unpredictable.
I would argue that it was predictable, though, because as soon as Max said something, I knew exactly where this was going.
Yes. So Antoine says he better be hurt after a surprisingly good pay-per-view. They got lazy and boring. Yeah, I heard the word lazy from a few people. That wasn't really my feeling about it. My feeling about it was this is Max's thing. If they just had like any old champion just doing this a lot, like I would say it's lazy. I get why people don't like it being done twice in the same year. That makes sense to me. I'm not a huge fan of that, honestly. It should be like a very grand moment.
It should feel, if you're going to do something like that, I'll argue with Hangman, it felt big. With Kenny, it just feels like a rinse and repeat, especially when you look at the pattern. Which, if they're going for the story that MJF has taken out the Elite, fine, but I have MJF fatigue. So I really don't need to hear MJF go on and on about how he has taken out the Elite.
My buddy Antoine here. Great. Kenny skips the entire line and once again puts his ego ahead of anyone. He needs to turn heel. He is too egotistical, and he's an EVP and signed off on this nonsense. You're getting worked, friend. It takes people off the board to clear up room for more people to challenge instead of people clamoring for the same people to keep wrestling for the belt. Yes.
But I think Kenny deserves to be a 2-time champion before retiring.
Yeah, I do too.
Without Kenny, without Kenny, there would be no AEW. It wasn't just the Bucks that Tony Khan wanted.
No, not at all. No. And I think Kenny Omega, like, he is a one-time AEW champion. He hasn't been champion for like 5 years. Like, I don't really think he's actually put himself ahead of anybody ever in AEW.
No.
Like, he had one run on top, and it was in 2021. I mean, it's 2026. You know,
he's let everyone else go. Like, it almost feels very Daniel Bryan-ish, put the belt on him before retirement.
Kind of, yeah. Yep. I think it's like kind of his last run or something like that. Yeah. And so the internet hates it. And that much I know for sure. What I'm not convinced of is that everybody hates it. Because if everybody hated it, the buy rates would go down, the viewership would go down, and it hasn't. I'm not saying it's true.
We actually don't really know. Because, like,
well, I mean, they did it on a pay-per-view with their biggest star to write him off, right? And
that's true.
People tuned in, you know? So I think, you know, there's people saying fucking Mama 2 times. I think we get Hangman coming out to save Kenny from losing to MJF and losing his chance the same way.
How long has Hangman, has it been 3 months? Or it's been a little over 3 months?
He's been gone since March.
So yeah, about 3 or 4 months. Average paternity leave.
Always Never says unpredictable with who wins, not the actual stipulation. It's an MJF thing because he is a dick, but it is way too damn soon from the last one to Antoine Raphael's point. Antoine says that Kenny is stealing a gimmick. I don't think he is. It's MJF's gimmick. It's not Kenny's. Fucking Mama 2 times says that it'll set up Hangman at Wembley versus MJF. Larry Line, I will say that AEW is usually very receptive to fan criticism, but this stipulation has been very polarizing every time they do it, and they seem to always push ahead. That's what I'm saying, is like, people assume that everybody hates it, and I don't think that's true. I just don't think
I
true.
don't. Well, no, because you have the blind supporters that are going to never criticize AEW, but there are also people who like it, because I've been told 1,000 times that I'm wrong and that my opinion is stupid because I've been mansplained 6 different stories. Meanwhile, I gave 2 of the best stories that could happen from it. Doesn't change the fact that I still hate it, but
I think we're going to end up with a triple threat at All In because the match this Wednesday will probably be a draw. That could be.
I can't lie. I think Kenny versus MJF versus Will would be a huge draw. I still think Omega versus Ospreay at Wembley would be a huge draw. I don't know if MJF versus Ospreay would have the same. It'd still be a huge draw, but like Omega versus Ospreay is what people want to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, I mean, they're assuming that, yeah. And I want to see it, certainly. Let's see. Always Never, most of my favorites never had titles, let alone get to do it twice, so I'm not as pressed, but I get why it bothers people, Bugs. Pippin, Max's thing used to be the Mortal Kombat style battle tower with him being the final boss. Right. He had a lot of muscle. He had a lot of people to throw in front of him. Yeah, that was true. Antoine says I missed his complete point and I dismissed him. I didn't mean to. I'm confused as to what you mean, I guess. So in order to get new challengers, we get MJF versus Kenny earlier when we know this was going to happen. Then Kenny wins. Then he goes all in and Will wins. Then what? So
Ospreay versus Swerve.
Yeah, I mean, you have a new champion, and he's never been champion, and you get to have a whole new set of matchups that for the title that you've never had before. That's what would happen after, if that's what you're asking.
Plus, then Ospreay versus Fletcher would be good too, because that plays into their whole history. So I think it does put more people in. Ospreay winning puts more people into the main event, as opposed to keeping it on MJF. I never thought Kenny was going to hold it that long, because I don't think he's physically capable of the caliber of matches, and I think that's something that bothers Kenny. Right.
Well, and at the end of the day, like Kenny is been teasing that he's close to retirement. I'm not sure how close he really is or not. I never believe anything Kenny says.
No, Kenny's a master liar.
Yeah, but I think, that at the end of the day, like Kenny versus Will for the first time in England, in Will's home country, to do the rubber match of a feud that's gone on throughout their career, is a bigger draw than doing MJ. Even if nothing was wrong with Max. They've already done Will versus Max at Wembley. The ticket numbers are lower than they've been in previous years. They need to sell tickets. So they got to deliver the premier match, and they got to get there kind of soon. So even if Max isn't super badly hurt, them doing
Kenny
this.
Versus Ospreay is the better. You also have mentor giving the ultimate push. Because Ospreay was his first mentor, like his first mentoree, right? The first person he was like, this is who I'm putting my everything behind. Like, I'm going to push this kid. I think it would mean more. Not just to us as fans, but I think to Ospreay to win against Kenny than MJF. And I think for Omega on his way out, this would mean more. I just think there was a better way to get there than this stipulation. But
Skewered says the only way this works if Kenny loses, he immediately invokes his EVP powers and strips MJF of the title, and they have a casino gauntlet to determine Will's opponent for all in.
Like I said, the only way out of this is for them to if Kenny loses, is for them to do what Cody never did, and that's to abuse his EVP powers, because that's what people wanted. So.
Blair Line says the only way I would genuinely enjoy the stipulation being used in AEW again is if MJF is the one who has to face it. If he's out of the world title scene and a babyface offers him the stip. Yeah, and I think we might actually get that at some point. I mean, it seems like you got to turn the screws on MJF at some point.
We also, I think, need a break from MJF in the world title scene. He's 30 years old and has won it 3 times. We're going to have MJF fatigue very quickly.
I think he's going to be
gone. Kind of already have it.
Yeah, I think he's going to be gone by the end of summer, probably. I mean, I assume so.
Not from the company. I'm like as a break, because we
right. You just need a break.
The man has the Double or Nothing logo tattooed on him. I think he's made it very clear. But like, if he wants a long career within AEW, he needs to take some time. He needs to step away for a little bit.
Michael Allen Lewis says, to be clear, I think it's going to be a time limit draw, so Kenny won't win, but he won't lose. So all three will be in the main at Wembley. I hope. I personally am not a huge fan of the idea of a triple threat as the main event. I think there's too many cheap finishes you can do with a triple threat. If it was an elimination match, that'd be one thing. But I want to see a one-on-one conclusive victory for Will Ospreay in front of his home country. That part, you know, I know that that's what Antoine was saying in one way, is that has been that there's like a lot of predictability that Will was going to be in the main event and win the world title. Like, yes, that is true. And that's been telegraphed for a long, long time. But I think that at the end of the day, MJF's carried the main event scene for the last 6 months. And yeah, I wouldn't blame anybody for being a little fatigued with him. I think he's done a great job. But I think it's time to turn it in a new direction for sure. Blair Line, I think my criticism of the STIP is that it makes baby faces look a bit dumb because AEW title matches are not hard to come by. Darby was handing them out like free samples. We have so many tournaments and eliminator matches. Why would you gamble your title career? Like, just wait a month. You'll probably get one from McDonald's Monopoly. Okay, I have a thought on that because that is, I've heard that said by a lot of people, is that it makes a baby face look dumb. And it kind of does. But the reason why I don't really struggle with it the way others do is athletes are very hubristic. They're very full of hubris. And so when somebody says, oh yeah, no, you can have a shot at this, but you have to put your entire ability to ever challenge for this belt again, it challenges their ego. Well, if you're not scared of losing, then and it's kind of playing on that kind of egotism of an athlete to like, what, are you scared? Are you scared you're going to lose? Well, if you're not scared, then why not put your entire, and people fall for it because they don't want to look like cowards in some way, right? Like if you're challenged to that stipulation and you say no, it's so, I understand what people are saying. Go ahead.
See, I actually would have more respect for the babyface for saying no. I'm not proud enough to put my shot at the title on the line like that, and my future in this country in this company. Because I thought that's where Kenny was going to go.
Yeah.
I thought Kenny would be like, I'm not stupid enough to fall for this. I don't need to prove myself. Because it's almost playing, it's playing too much into what Will Ospreay said. And Kenny not believing in himself. But
I really do have MJF, Kenny, and Will fatigue. The unintended consequences of this is Will was supposed to spend a lot more time in Japan. So to me, there's no way Will loses. He has to. He mortgaged his New Japan future for this, Will Ospreay, so he must win and let it go away. Kenny, I mean, it's fine. You can be fatigued of anybody you want, but Kenny has barely been there. Like, I mean, he's like been able to wrestle, but he's like been at.
But I kind of get it because Kenny keeps going for the world title and losing. Like, it's just kind of at what point it's either put it on him or not at this point. That's where I'm at. And I'm a huge Kenny fan, but I'm so sick of hearing Kenny go for the belt and then give it because it's kind of been this way for the last couple of years. I'm gonna go for the world title. It's my time, and it doesn't happen. It's like, all right, I'm over. I'm also have fatigue with babyface Kenny, which if I'm saying this, it's time for Kenny to have a switch because I am the old. Just look at my background. I am the ultimate Kenny mark. It is it is time for a switch up with Kenny. Like, do something, or if he loses, fine. Put the elite back together and have them in the trios department. Let's have them all chase something else for a while.
Pippin says Books is right about everything.
I am.
Wow.
I'm always right.
All right. Jeez. Michael Allen Lewis says Darby's an idiot who hands out title shots left and right. MJF won't give Kenny a shot unless he agrees to the stip. That's kind of like, yeah, Kenny could say no, but and then it's like somebody has to beat Max for him to do this whole dance again and try to get a title shot. All right, so we very active chat. I think it's something NJPW does fairly well, like because the G1 climax is so established that a wrestler will announce their contendership for a title by backing themselves to win the G1. You can kind of do that with the C2. Yeah, and the problem with the C2 is you win the Continental title. You don't. It has nothing to do with the world title. So,
that would have been a great idea for them to pivot with the Continental and actually keep the United. But I digress.
Yeah. All right. So we have too many comments for me to read in the entirety of. Bottom line is, I don't mind the stip. I don't mind Kenny having one last run in the sun. I don't mind.
Oh, I want one more run, but if he doesn't win this, I want him out of the world title scene for a while. Because
for sure. If
just time.
If for some reason Kenny loses, for one, I think that would be moronic. Like, Kenny can't lose. Like, if he does lose, he's over as like a main eventer. Period.
Yeah.
Like, it's just over. So, Kenny told the Bucks not to interfere. He didn't tell Hangman.
He didn't tell Hangman.
Yeah. And Kenny beating Max with shenanigans, I kind of just okay, but like it doesn't seem necessary to me.
No, because you need to make them heel. So have them win with shenanigans. I'm sorry. We need a heel Kenny to make him interesting again. I am a Kenny stan, and I am saying I am bored with Kenny. Make him heel.
No one said anything about not having one run. Book said it perfectly. Either do it or don't stop talking about it. I want to see you wrestle, not try to outlinguist someone in the ring. Okay. Skeward says, I don't see shenanigans other than Hanger coming back and scaring the shit out of Max. Yeah, he might just like distract him, or Max might just be scared or something. Yeah. Who's to say? I don't know. Needless to say,
MJF and Hangman out of the world title scene for a while and let them have like a Hangman and Swerve level conflict without a title in the picture.
Yeah. And I think the build is probably towards Hangman and Hangman and MJF at All In. It would be my guess. Would be they have some kind of big thing. Maybe not, but damn, just like Bleary said, like you introduce this topic and things get real emotional. And it's something we all feel very strongly about. Mm-hmm. My contention is still, even with all of these arguments, I just don't mind. It doesn't bother me. But that's all right.
Nice.
That's all right. No, look, have your strong opinions, have your strong emotions. Like, I don't think you're wrong per se. I just I feel the way I do, and everybody feels the way they do, and that's what this shit is about, at the end of the day. So, speaking of world titles, why does every announcer and Justin Roberts and anyone who isn't Hangman have to call the men's world title the world title, but specifically make mention of a women's world title? Like, I guarantee there's a lot of dudes on the internet who do not care about this, and I don't care about their opinion about this. It is important. Calling the men's the world title automatically and then having to specify the women's, it makes it less by comparison. And I thought we had kind of like evolved past this when Hangman last year specifically went out of his way to call it the men's world championship. And now I can't unhear that. So now when I hear it referred to as the world title, as it is, again, by Excalibur, by every commentator, it sounds very old-fashioned, like Tony Schiavone being unable to say women instead of females, right? Like Tony always calls women females. Why? I just call her a woman, call her a person, call her anything. I just think put some respect on the women.
Misogyny.
Yeah, that's what it just comes across misogynistic and stupid, you know? Like
that's the only reason. It's very a lot of old school men on the announcer table. And it's just, I think if we had younger blood on the announcer's table, it would be different.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it feels like since Hangman wasn't there, it's just gone backwards again. So put some respect on the women in AEW, make the distinctions clear. You already don't feature the women in an equal way. You know, you could at least make the effort to put their titles in the same category as the men's in terms of prestige. Tony Khan, please don't fuck around. Just do this. Like, this is not a hard thing to do. And
hear me out. Part of my fatigue and my step back came because of how the women's division is being treated. They're going to continue to alienate almost half of their fan base if they continue with this.
Yeah, well, and that's why I'm bringing it up. Like, if there's two titles, delineate them by which division they're a part of, right? Like, I don't have a problem with them calling it the women's world title if they have a men's world title.
They call it men's.
Or the women's tag titles and the men's tag titles. That makes sense. You can call the TBS title the TBS title because there isn't a men's TBS title. You can call the TNT title the TNT title or the international title. All of that, that's fine until there is. And then you do have to separate them. But like, seriously, just like spend a few extra seconds to just say men's.
It takes no time.
Yeah. I think Tony Schiavone, as a lead commentator, he shouldn't be there anymore doing that.
It's time for younger blood.
Yeah. It's just Tony, you know, like, he's done a great job by and large. And he's a great, you know, he's a legend. But I think his age is showing a little bit. And I think that it's time to maybe move him as more of a supporting player.
You guys can all do what I'm doing too. And that's, I refer to the Women's World Championship as just the world. And I will continue to call the men's World Championship. Just to piss people off. Because
Blurry Line says how Schiavone commentates women's matches genuinely is souring me on him. Skewered Universe says AEW Men's World Championship and AEW Women's World Championship. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
It's really super easy.
Especially because when they say Women's World, it's already longer. How is adding men's that difficult?
Right. Yeah. Like, you're already going further out of your way. Always never. Tony is dope. I just need someone under 50 mixing things up. I agree.
Yeah, you need someone younger who gets that your core audience is younger.
Yeah, and Tony, like, can still be very useful. Like, have him do other things, you know, like, he can still be on the shows. Just, I don't know that I need him calling Collision in commentary. And then Michael Allen Lewis, it was funny hearing Excalibur correcting Schiavone during Mercedes match by saying this is one of the best matches, not women's matches. Yeah, and Tony, kind of goes out of his way to gender the thing. And you don't have to. You just really don't have to.
You also think about when Tony Schiavone came up in the commentary and how women were portrayed. He hasn't really gotten over that. And to me, that's a red flag.
It's just like, it's baked into him somewhere, you know? I don't think it's like his personal insistence, because he's not the only one who does it. Like, Excalibur calls it the world title. Justin Roberts calls it the world title. Like, it's, I blame Tony Khan. Yeah. I blame Tony Khan. Like,
I'll be right back. My contact is burning my eyeball.
All right. Well, please. I will read some more of the chat. No, it's all good. Blurry Line, like, I have major Tony fatigue in females. Calling Tekla an angry young lady and all that stuff just icks me out. I just think Tony's, his expiration date as a commentator has been reached some time ago. Michael Allen Lewis says if Tony Schiavone showed his age anymore, he'd be in the La Brea Tar Pits. Skewered Universe says it's merely a distinction. You have a men's roster and a women's roster, unless they want to become full intergender wrestling promotion, which they are not. Antoine's saying, no, finish your thought. It is Tony's fault. It is Tony's fault. That's what I said. Yeah, it's Tony Khan's fault. Like if he sits down and has a production meeting and tells everybody, we call it the men's world title and the women's world title, it's a settled issue, you know? Like to do your job right, you have to call it the men's world title. So that is what I said. And like, that's what they need to do. I prefer Collision as a show, but not the commentary team. I miss Taz. I miss Taz as well. I think that he is just so good at his fucking job, you know? And I have a lot of like emotional connection to Tony Schiavone in the sense that I appreciate that he came back to wrestling. I appreciate how much I know he's personally sacrificed his own life to do for AEW because he does a lot behind the scenes too. But at the end of the day, I just think his time has come and gone. Just like I had to say about JR when I was feeling that way about him, you know? And JR's time is definitely come and gone. And I think Tony's has too. 2026, Tony is around 2019 JR. Not as cranky though. JR like sounded like a guy who hated the product that he was calling. And that he could throw his weight around in the commentary and kind of bury stuff. And that actually kind of pissed me off as a fan. It's like, dude, you're making way too much money to be throwing little hissy fits behind the desk. Like, I actually wrote an email to it. AEW was like, there's a lot of people you could employ that would do a better job than JR. And he's coasting right now, and it's not cool. It's just not cool. Like, you don't like the Young Buck style, or you don't like somebody's style. I shouldn't be hearing that in your commentary. You know, like, do a good job.
The commentary should be like, unless it's playing up a story, should be kind of non-biased in that sense. Yeah. Skewer Universe, Shivani, and JR. Also an eyelash in my eye, so I'm hoping it comes out naturally because I didn't feel like looking at my eye.
Do you do the thing where you like pull your eyelid down?
And then so don't mind me with I saw it and I was like, I don't feel like making my eye makeup come off my face. No,
I used to wear contacts and I only wear glasses because I just got sick of having to deal with all that shit. Like, I only wear glasses because
I had to go outside today, so I didn't want to put glasses on because they would just. We've had no rain here, and it's.
Oh, lots of pollen.
It's just hot. Pollen, and it's just hot. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's pure death outside. So.
Mm-hmm. Antoine says, man, JR was bad at first. LOL. Cranky. Thank God he calmed out and stopped that. Your commentary should reflect your love of the wrestling you were calling. Mm-hmm. And just like a desire to like present the company in a good light that's paying you so much money, you know? Like, how can you
should want to be there?
How can you act like CM Punk was out of line for what he did if JR is on commentary kind of like half burying some of the shit that he's calling?
Your talent,
you know? Yeah. Like, JR's ego was definitely getting in the way of him doing a good job in the early days of AEW. I'm so glad he is not the play-by-play guy anymore. Always never time to break out the glasses.
I will after.
Yeah. So we got actually several other things to get to here, Bucks.
I'm ready. I don't think anything other than one other thing will be that controversial.
Yeah, we'll see. So the women's division, let's talk about that real quick. Survival of the fittest match. It was the main event of Dynamite, which was cool. Mm-hmm. But I could be wrong, but I made sure specifically not to go check because like I only have so much time to prepare this show every fucking week. But I don't remember much more happening for the women other than a Mercedes video package in the first hour. Am I wrong?
That was it. Nope, that was
it. Yeah.
Yes.
So they could still like, I don't care that you're giving the women 20 minutes. Like, it's at the end of the show. Like, can you sprinkle them throughout the show, guys? Like, this isn't that hard.
Here's my thing. if TBS sponsored the women's title, right? Because it's the TBS championship, it's for women. You think that they would want more women on the show that has the belt in their name? I call me crazy, but that's
Hikaru Shida won. A lot of people I did see a lot of opinions. I was kind of surprised. A lot of people wanted someone besides Shida or Stat to win. I did agree about Stat. I didn't feel like it was the right time for her to win. Shida, on the other hand, was my pick to win because they've taken so much time to develop her character. Whereas Persephone, Aminata, Harley have barely been on TV. It was cool to feature Micah, but there was no way she was going to win. I mean, realistically, it was cool that she was in the match, though. I did like that. So, Persephone, Aminata, Harley, they've just barely been on TV.
Which makes no sense, but.
Well, right. Aminata came back 3 months ago with the neck brace off finally. And she had one match, and then she hasn't really wrestled almost at all, except to qualify for this match. It's just weird. I love that Shida won. She's only the second woman behind Stat to win both the TBS and Women's World Championships. She's only behind Toni Storm as the most decorated champion in the AEW Women's Division history. But the thing I loved most about this match was the on-screen evolution of Persephone. They showed us that she will take advantage of any opportunity against absolutely anyone. She eliminated Harley and Aminata. Now, if you want to talk about making baby faces look stupid, let me take a minute to explain something that I noticed in this match. Stat was like, how could you do that to Harley? It's an elimination match, Stat. Like, you would have had to pin Harley if the last two of you, if it was down to the two.
But Stat has no real character right now. So just why are we surprised? Because I'm not. I saw Stat do that. I said that tracks because
I was just like, Stat, like that looks stupid. Like when you're in the Royal Rumble, right? And somebody eliminates your friend, you don't like. Why would you waste time getting mad at them? Like,
no, you go after them.
And if your friend doesn't get eliminated, that means you're gonna lose. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's funny. As soon as Persephone started working with Harley, I go, "Oh, she's eliminating Harley," because like I've watched one too many Rumbles, so I know how it goes. So I don't know why Stat was shocked Pikachu face.
Yeah, and Antoine brings up something here that I say has to be acknowledged. Survival of the fittest. What an absolute horror it was. They had less than 25 minutes, 4 roll-ups. They were treated terribly in like some throwaway main event. I think the first 3 eliminations were pretty bad. Like, they were all just weird roll-ups. That's like how you book a Divas match in 2006. These are professional wrestlers. You know what I mean? If you want to do one roll-up finish, okay. But like 3 in a row? Like, that wasn't the greatest. And they all happened like bing, bang, boom. And I know they wanted to get down to Persephone and Stat and Shida. Start the match earlier, give them some real time.
Or I didn't had the Kenny segment. The Kenny segment could have been about 2 minutes of him just accepting.
It could have been shorter. I agree. But I also think that I saw some people say that they felt that the Kenny segment that should have not been the last segment. That
it should have been Shida winning should have ended the show.
But but Shida winning, unfortunately, has nothing to do with next week. So you're going to spend the last minute you have on television promoting your next show, which is next week's Dynamite. And so Kenny accepting...
Well, they could set something up for next week with Shida.
They could. They could. And next week's show, I mean, in fairness, looks amazing. Like, next Dynamite looks like just packed to the gills with cool shit. I am excited for it. But, yeah. Bleary's, okay.
Yeah.
It feels weird that we had Shida win, but like per se, stat is the actual thing coming out of the match. I don't think so. Honestly, I think it didn't feel weird to me because Stat and Shida had an ongoing story, right? Stat had already beaten Shida. Shida got a cheap win over Stat. That makes sense. She's a heel, right? She's just kind of developing into this heel. Persephone helps her out, but really the whole match, like Stat and Persephone were going at it, right? So when Stat pins Persephone, they were very clever in the way that they didn't show Persephone walking up the ramp. And I assume she was gone, right? And then, she has the belt and she hits Stat while she's locked in a submission. Shida never really appears dominant or triumphant, right? She gets an assist to get a win. And Shida can move on and take on challengers from all over, whereas Stat now has a program with Persephone that they can both go into. I think it actually benefits Stat, to be honest. And Shida being tied up with Stat perpetually, I don't see what more there was to get out of it, really.
Well, I actually have a fear with Shida.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling Willow's going to be back soon, and they're going to immediately go into Shida versus Willow, and Willow is going to win.
Yeah,
because they never seem to really do any like. That seems to be what Shida is there for. Because it's happened one too many times. So
hopefully Willow moves beyond the TBS title. We don't need it. Like she's already won it twice.
Yeah, I mean, Mercedes versus Willow would be your next biggest thing for a pay-per-view. Like there's so much history with those two.
And I think there's a very good chance that Willow's going to show up in the gauntlet this Wednesday. I think that's why they're running video packages. They're being vague about when they think she's going to come back, other than soon, right? But Willow said in her promo package, I still haven't shown that I'm the best, but I'm ready to now. I think she shows up in the gauntlet. She probably wins the gauntlet and faces Tekla at Redemption. And I'm not sure if she wins or not. But I think Mercedes versus Willow is just as big a match as Tekla versus Mercedes,
Yeah.
So
I just don't want that for Tekla.
I don't want
I want Tekla to get that all-in moment because I think she deserves it. But
she's earned it for sure. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Antoine says, I love that Shida won. I see it being great, but how they got their side, Shida was mine too, and her English has gotten so dramatically better just for this run. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Shida surprised me because she's been off of TV so much, so I really didn't remember. So I went back and watched, and I was like, holy shit.
Always never. I'm confused why the TBS strap title is rarely defended on TBS. I like Shida having a character and getting the strap, but my heart wanted Aminata so that she can get some promo time. I wanted Persephone or Aminata. That's who I wanted with my heart, but
my
realistically, it just felt like it had to be Shida, kind of.
I didn't think they were going to put it back on Stat right now. I think they kind of know Stat needs something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're not sure what yet.
Yeti Malone, I would have loved to see Persephone get her first AEW belt, but Shida winning means we get more Shida, and Shida is cool as heck. I agree. Persephone is rapidly becoming like the one that I have like marked for greatness. Next.
She's going to be like, he needs to really skyrocket her so quickly right now because she is
dole out the cash to keep her too.
Yes. I mean, I hope she would look at what's happening at the other company and realize the grass is not greener.
Right.
But he needs to make sure between them and CMLL, they do everything to keep her.
Okay. So let's see. Collision was a vastly better show. Bleary Line said, yeah. I agree, Tino. Purse is a solid heel. She is. She was great. And it just blew my mind. She kind of had the Tekla Tekla crowd response, where it's like, I remember the first time I ever realized that the crowd loved Tekla was when she was against Stat, and the crowd was cheering for Tekla. And when Stat pinned Persephone, they started booing her, you know? So they got to do something with Stat. Stat needs,
she needs like, get her off TV for a little bit and have her work with someone on a real gimmick.
On a character, yeah. Tina says Stat definitely going to challenge for the CMLL belt. Yeah, probably. That promo package was weird. I'm not sure which one we're talking about. Shida needs for Willow. Yeah, like her buying records and shit.
I really want a nice run for Shida because I feel like Shida has always gotten the short end of a stick.
Yeah,
when it comes to titles. Yeah.
And always never says Shida needs to hold the title for a while and go on a tear and have a proper feud. I would love that.
Brain working. Okay. I mean, mind you, Toni Storm is still out for another year or two here. We still don't know if she has the Juice Robinson parasite or not. Because, mind you, I don't think Toni Storm needs a women's the world title. Imagine if you build Shida up to be this like a great TBS champion, and then Toni comes back, and you put them because Mercedes has already elevated that title. I like this because I think it's Shida who took out Toni. So
yeah. I mean, I think that's the most obvious thing, right? Is that's if I were to bet money, that's what I'd bet on. I wouldn't bet money because I don't bet at all because I'm just wrong about most things. But screw Universe, I'd rather see Shida get some defenses in as champ than have Mina beat her for the TBS title in honor of her decimated husband Tony.
Okay, that too. I think they need to play into the Toni Storm. If they need to start playing into the Toni Storm thing a little bit more.
Yeah. Blurry Line 7 is talking about the Willow promo. Said it earlier, but it had like wife who dies earlier in the movie vibes, like the shots of her running on the beach. So you're thinking like this is somebody remembering Willow, like, and it's narrating like her life and what she loved to do and shit. It was a step outside and maybe it didn't work all the way. That's true. Tino says Willow versus Mercedes will go crazy at All In. It would. Always Never. I hate that gauntlets just end up being the same people that are already on TV instead of surprise entrants like back in the day. Shida slipping in and out of English and Japanese cutting promos was a highlight. Yeah, I agree. Michael Allen Lewis, Stat needs creative and a better booker.
She needs the RJ City treatment.
Stat just needs to like grow a personality that's consistent that she can do every time. Because I feel like
with RJ City for a little bit.
RJ would be great for somebody like Stat, who's just like that's the only thing she's missing. Her in-ring is incredible, you know? But like the problem is with the Cosmic Killer gimmick is like I don't even feel like she's the same person every time she's on TV.
She's like, not.
She's ruthless sometimes, and then she's really nice other times, and then she's all over the place. And I think she's lost, you know. Blurry Line, I would have mostly preferred Persephone because I'd feel more comfortable with her staying around if she'd been given the title. I fear her becoming a Stephanie Vicker so badly. I mean,
I think we all do, but
yeah, there's at least a element of that fear in me for sure. Per se is going to be a huge star. Her and Maya World are your future. Skewer Universe. Yeah, I agree. Tino's talking to Bleary. I don't think the risk is as bad as it was with Vakur. Per se has said that she loves that she gets to do whatever she wants. Yeah, and she's 23 years old. I mean, she's got lots. She's going to have 3 or 4 more big contracts, you know?
But Toni just has to get better booking the women so these women want to stay where they have more freedom as opposed to going somewhere else where they may get better screen time. And he has to realize that there's a risk of that.
Well, he does. I think, you know, that we brought that up, right? Like if you're a woman in another promotion thinking about going to AEW and you look at
I would have red flags.
Were being used, why would you sign there if you could get the same or better money from WWE, who at least has NXT, if nothing else, where women are being main characters, you know?
Yeah. I would have red flags. as a woman, I have red flags.
Yeah. Blurry continues about this Willow thing, and his comments are killing me. I did like it, but it did feel like weirdly memorializing someone who's very much alive and not retiring. And it also says splitting stat from Stokely was a mistake.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. You need somebody like that, or have her work with like somebody like an RJ who can like dream up a whole thing for her, you know?
Yeah, she just doesn't know what she wants to be or who she wants the character to be. So take her off TV and let her figure it out. Like, I'm very excited for Stat versus Persephone, but like, what stat are we getting? We'll probably see 3 different stats throughout the run of this little feud.
Yeah, Skewered says it's like she can't figure out what the core of the character is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And some people really have struggled with that, you know? Like I know as a musician, when you write your own bio, it's really important. It's a really important document, right? But you're so in what you're doing, you don't know how to write a bio about yourself. You know what I mean? And that's what that kind of reminds me of how Stat's struggling right now. She doesn't know how to separate outside of herself and look at herself and go, this is what this character needs, you know?
Yeah. She does need like a timeless person. She needs a persona. Like that's why she needs RJ. She needs we need another timeless gimmick for Chris so she can actually separate herself and the character.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like she knows how to like completely commit.
Yeah.
You know? Always Never Stat was cut from Stoke way too early. Yeah, I don't know if like Stoke had, I have no idea what the deal was, but Stoke disappeared for a long time after that. And Stat didn't, you know, she just turned babyface again. So I feel like it was a Stoke issue. And then he came back and he was managing FTR. Michael Allen Lewis.
Maybe he said you need a new gimmick and she got mad.
Who knows? Michael Allen Lewis says Persephone's time with AEW boils down to how much she loves CMLL. Yeah, I hope you're right. Blurry Line, I think in my honest opinion, you have her do a program with Per Se, have Per Se win, write Stat off for a little while, not a huge hiatus, but enough for her to return to feel like a new chapter. I agree.
Yeah,
I think that would be very, very good. Always Never. The More Than a Woman gimmick and gear was my favorite. Strong, motivated, badass. Yeah, I agree with you, actually. I think going back to the alien thing was weird. I don't think it helped.
No.
Tino says Purse loves CMLL. Michael Allen, crazy idea. Instead of having RJ City doing Death Rider creative, have him write exclusively for the women. That's a great idea. It's a great idea.
Yeah. And that's what Tony Khan needs. Tony Khan needs someone to write and book the women's division for him because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. At least on All Elite Wrestling TV.
And he certainly doesn't know how to pivot when a change is needed in the women's division.
Yeah.
He'll just hold the whole division up until he can get back to the thing he wanted to do in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay. So huge moment for Persephone. I'm happy for Shida. And we'll see where we go from here, but hopefully it involves the TBS title being on the show more. Athena and Maya World are going to be the first 2 women in the gauntlet that's happening this Wednesday. They both won matches. We had 3 women's matches plus some segments on Collision. One was a squash, to be fair, but we still had 3 matches.
Collision loves women.
Collision's doing a much better job.
They need to switch the TNT title and the TBS title.
Like the TNT title to the women's and the TBS to the men's. Yeah, but that just means that the women will continue not to. that just means the women will continue.
Well, because the rumor is that it's TBS who doesn't want women on TV now. I don't think anyone knows what the fuck they're actually saying anymore.
I don't think that anybody knows for sure what the deal is. I think there's a disconnect from both sides to some degree, at least. Let's see. And so, yeah, Athena and Maya both won the chance to be 1 and 2 in the gauntlet. Makes perfect sense storyline wise. Your friend BJ is in the chat books. Oh,
Hi, BJ.
Hello. Thank you for Future Shock Wrestling Pod. Thank you for being here. Sup, guys? Excited for the main event of Beach Break next week? Yeah, me too. I'm also excited for
we'll see.
The Casino Battle Royal. I'm also excited for Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita. I mean, it's a crazy show. My cousin said I can help, know all about writing bios. I make up a new one every time a job asks for a certificate or degree for a job. It works great for a legal clerk. All right. Antoine says you create more problems. LOL. How about my homewoman Rena? Yeah, she looked great against Athena. I don't know that much about Rena, but it was great to see her. Also to see ELP again was awesome. Last night, loved him and Fletcher. But yeah, Rena really, really impressed me. It was great to see Shingo and Teton get to wrestle again too. I'm just a huge fan. Tino says super excited for Kenny to never be able to challenge again. Wow.
Why you want to be
wow.
mean to me?
You were not here earlier, Tino. That is clear. Oswald says this gauntlet has me at odds with myself. I truly have no idea who will win. They typically throw in a surprise. You think one comes for us next week? I think it's Willow, and I think she's going to win. I think there's a 50-50 chance that Willow comes out, wins the gauntlet, and beats Tekla at Redemption, and then faces Mercedes at All In, because I think that was where they were going with this in the first place. Michael
it was
Allen
supposed
Lewis.
to be. It was 100% supposed to be Willow winning the world title.
Yep. Michael says, also having Megan Bain and Lena Cross as tag champs and not featuring them on TV is mental. What are we doing? At least in that promo on Collision, they said, where are all the tag teams? Well, I've been wondering the same goddamn thing. Where did all the tag teams go? You know, and they named off a bunch of other people who were not there. Tino says, yeah, sorry, I got other stuff going on. I know you do.
How dare you?
All right. How dare you?
I'm kidding.
Tino, the guy who calls me short, who's shorter than me, and significantly so. But Tino, we had a very emotional discussion about the Kenny step.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it again.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does. I think Pippin left because we were talking too much about it. Shivani calling ELP kid did crack me up, like he's 40 years old and has been wrestling 21 years. Yeah, I know. Michael Allen Lewis, we don't need 20-minute Death Rider matches on both shows every week. Other people aren't getting time. Wow. It's funny you brought that up. Antoine says, I don't get it. They did more with Forbidden Door after the pay-per-view. This might be something I hope he considers in the future, that it does not end with the pay-per-view. There is a dead period for New Japan until the G1. It's the perfect time. And there's a bunch, and it's starting in the US as well. So we could have a lot of New Japan crossover. Antoine, that promo made things look worse, or is it just me? Divine Dominion because there are no challengers? I mean, they're pointing out the obvious. I mean, I think they're trying to say there's a reason that there isn't, is because we've scared them all away. But it doesn't look great right now. It just doesn't. Tina says, sorry, I brought it up. Don't be sorry. Seriously, it was just funny. Yeti Malone, Blade has short energy. Tino does. Okay. Yeti Malone, why are you always fucking with me? My buddies and I got emotional talking about Kenny possibly retiring, Future Shock Wrestling. And Betty the Bear's with us. Hey, Almina has a new tag partner every other week, and the women's pool is so shallow, unfortunately, for the tag division. Pair Thunder and Mina and just stick to it. Stick to it. Thunder isn't doing that much in AEW. You know, Mina needs somebody else. Somebody else, I forgot to read, I think it was Michael Allen Lewis, said, you can't tell me Tony Khan doesn't hate Mina because the only win she's ever gotten on TV was against Marina a little while ago. It's just, there's such a mishmash of how the women are used. You know what I mean? You guys are really cool. I'm really glad we can talk about this without somebody being in the chat like, well, you guys got to understand the reason is because of TBS.
They're all in my comments.
So are the New Day coming in to dethrone Divine Dominion? Probably not. Bleary Line says, my maybe most contentious opinion, but I don't have Mox fatigue and never have. I think that's a lot of people.
Nice.
I think that's a lot of people. Real quick, I do just really quickly want to talk.
Hold on. He's behind you.
Who?
He's behind you.
No, he's not.
Yes, yes.
No.
Yes.
Kid.
Don't move. Why'd you move?
We're going to talk about Lio Rush. And I'm only saying his name one
Figure that
time
out.
because I don't want him to hear me and show
Lio
up.
Rush.
Okay.
Lio Rush.
Please stop. He's going to show up at your place. Do you want to hang
That's
with him?
fine. Yeah.
Is he a good hang?
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah.
We talk about the voices in our head and how they talk to us.
Yeah.
They understand.
I think our friend Lio is the breakout star of the year, to be honest.
100%.
The cameos
100%.
in the big matches, the cameo. Antoine makes a great point. We haven't agreed about a lot in this episode, but he says, right, keep playing, Booksy. You would die first in the movie trailer. Exactly.
See, I'm too actual smart for that. I watch one too many horror movies. I'm getting in the car and driving far, far away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not dropping my car keys. None of that. I'm running.
Always never in Skewered Universe both say, he knows.
He knows.
Tony Montoya, he knows. Skewered Universe says it's fine. Michael Allen Lewis, the rain.
I have to
the
say,
rain.
I was watching that interview he did the other day, and I'm just like, I want to know what goes on in his brain just to know what to say in these interviews.
I have no idea.
Like,
I have no idea.
The commitment to this gimmick is freaking amazing. I don't think we've had someone this committed to a gimmick since Timeless Tony Storm. Like,
right.
To me, when you ask me about greatest all time, like gimmicks, it's Timeless Tony Storm and Lio Rush right now. Blackheart Lio Rush saw what Tony Storm was doing and said, give me that.
Yep.
Give me that.
And he had his own lore and his own character quirks that he figured out. Blurry Line, let's wrap up the women's stuff because Blurry Line made a good point. I refuse to believe any of this is because of TBS. TK has the pull. He has the cachet. You're telling me he can put matches on where people lose 30% of their blood, have a guy invade someone's home, burn a guy's house down, but the network won't let him book women?
No, it's 100% Tony.
Yeah, I think
it's 100% Tony.
So I do think there's legitimacy to that. Blurry Lines also says, I've rewatched the Gollum spot like 5 times since the pay-per-view. Books, I know you're still getting through Forbidden Door. Have you seen what he's talking about from the cage?
No, I mean, I've seen the clips of it, but not like in like full context. I still haven't watched all of Forbidden Door because Forbidden Door took place during my
break.
My break.
You got a little departure. It's okay. But there's a spot where MJF has the Dynamite diamond ring on in the cage, and he puts it on, and then he has his fingers like splayed out like this, and Lio just stops and stares at him, and then he moves his hand, and everywhere he moves his hand, Lio moves his head, and he realizes that he's going Gollum on the ring, on the Dynamite diamond ring. It's so fucking funny. They have made zero
MVP this year.
They have made zero wrong moves with Lio. Like he's killing it. I love that he won the TV title, the Ring of Honor TV title. Our friendo Chrissy Chemistry pointed out that he carried his title in a bag like the Conglomeration does when he went to face Kevin Knight.
He wants to be their friend.
Yeah. And I love the story wrinkle with the Conglomeration. Now they're openly speculating that Lio might like them. I think it's perfect because he's like a fucking seriously insane, kind of repulsive baby face. And that's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
And when I say repulsive, I only mean like the stuff in his mouth and all that stuff. Like, what's going on here? But like, I think it's very, very, very cool and heartwarming in a weird way.
Yeah, it's you know what? Bravo to Lio Rush and for the commitment and to AEW, because every single person is fully committed to this gimmick, and I wish they would do that with more than Tony Storm.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Antoine said, and the stuff he just did with Shotzi Blackheart was great. It was really good. I just saw that. Future Shock. This is Leo's best character work I've seen by far.
Yeah.
By far. Hot take from Bleary. Hot take. He
knows
means Leo knows who killed Tony Storm.
That I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Tony, they respond to over the top and crazy Leo Rush. Yes.
Yes.
I was watching so many shorts of his interviews back when he was less coherent. That Shotzi and Leo Rush match and the follow-up was amazing. Antoine says, I will always keep saying as long as his in-ring work does not suffer, he's too good in the ring. And so far it hasn't. Yeah, no. Michael Allen had asked, have you guys listened to Leo Rush's EP? What would he do? I did. It's really good. It's really
I
interesting.
Have to listen to it.
It adds to the lore. It adds to the lore of Leo. And the start of his gimmick being used in AEW kind of coincided with Tony's murder. So I think he saw and he knows is saying what the real Leo saw and what happened. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Listen, I would actually really respect AEW and long-term storytelling if that is all.
Yeah. If it's all connected like that, for sure. Benny the Bear and Orange needs someone to bounce off of. Yeah. And
yeah,
they're just great. I loved the vignette when Orange originally said, like, don't move. If you don't move, it can't see you. And Leo had the umbrella and he turned around and he goes, the rain. That was like the first time he ever did it. Doing that, just the thought of it just cracks me up.
I think this is what they wanted Orange Cassidy and Danhausen to be, but this just works better because Leo Rush is just out of his mind as this character. I don't know why it's working so much better than Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, but I think this is what they wanted from that team up.
Mm-hmm. Antoine, side note, I wish they dropped the murder part. Just doesn't fit who they are or their fans are or how I am. I don't mind it at all. Honestly, I think it's kind of, as long as they keep it silly and it's not taken too serious. It's like, we know she didn't get murdered. Like, she's injured.
Well, I think it fits into the whole, it kind of also makes sense when you look at like the timeline of Timeless Tony Storm. A whodunit would have, she went from like the 40s and 50s kind of star.
Yeah.
So a whodunit makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It just, if she's pregnant, this is not going to make sense in a year.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I think that's my only issue.
Well, right. And that's the thing. How long do you take to reveal who injured her?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you wait till she's ready to come back, which I suspect they are doing, it's like too long.
Yeah. They should have just said she was injured, and then if she wanted to announce. If not, killing her off in that way could have led to really good storylines, but of course they dropped the ball on it. But now it's just, if she's out for another year or so because she is pregnant.
Well, they have to reveal who did it before then, is what I'm saying. Like, they have to do it.
And I don't think they are. They're going to wait till Tony Storm is back.
And that's dumb. That is a bad idea, because I agree completely with Bleary, who says, we never got Mina in a trilby and overcoat with a pipe and a magnifying glass. And that is a huge waste. I know. I agree with you.
Yep.
Michael Allen Lewis says, I want Tony with Leo now, with her being Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, petting him like a cat. Antoine, so much better because he's such a good wrestler, unlike Danhausen, who's athletic.
I didn't want to say that, but
very relatable person, unlike Danhausen, who was so gimmicky with the curse. You buy into this? Yeah, I think
I didn't want to say that's why it was, but like Leo Rush being a good wrestler makes it better. Danhausen's not. It's why Danhausen hasn't wrestled yet either in WWE. and why he's just cursing people because he's not that good.
Yeah, I think that, you know, there's no like I don't mind the Tony Storm being injured by somebody, you know, and being investigated like it's a murder mystery. Like, that's fine. But you're going to, I mean, and you would have thought they would have known this at the time. You're going to have to reveal who it was before she comes back. Because if what we suspect is true, she's going to be gone a really long time, you know? Like,
well, and here's the thing. I think they just thought of the first thing that they could come up with and had no plans from there.
Mm-hmm.
How do we write her off quickly?
Mm-hmm. It took Jay White 15 months to return from the kind of injury you get from hanging out with Juice Robinson. Oh boy.
It's Juice. I think we need to keep Juice away from everyone now.
Okay, so here's our potentially controversial opinions about one thing.
It's a hot take.
I love Jon Moxley. I really do. It's not that I don't like him, but I don't need a 20-minute Death Rider match in every episode of every show AEW produces. Jon Moxley is on every single show, except for Collision this last week for whatever reason. I don't need him that much. Like, I know he's got a great work ethic, and I applaud that. I don't want to punish him for that. However, here's the problem for me. I know he's in a really important story right now, and he is. And I love what he's done with it. But could we maybe take 2 weeks off from the actual matches with him and maybe not even have him on the show at all for a couple weeks while Will carries the story or some of the other Death Riders help carry the story, you know? Because it's about Will as a Death Rider, right? It's not just Will as Mox's son, right? And I'm not saying Mox is like Jericho, because he's not. He's not going to have nuclear go-away heat, you know? But I felt like AEW has continued to revolve around him a little too much the last several months. He's doing great work, but he's by far the most protected guy in the company still. Yep. It's Jon. It's not Hangman, the guy who beat him. It's not anybody new. It's Jon Moxley. Nobody can beat Jon Moxley. And we've been doing this now for 7 years, you know?
When was the last time he was off TV for an extended amount of time?
When he went to treatment? No, it was before he won the IWGP title, is what it was. He won the title. He came back and won the title from Naito. Then he lost it to Naito, lost it back to him. And then he turned on Danielson to start the Death Riders. That's what it was. Because he was gone for like 3 or 4 months. And that was weird. Because we'd never seen him gone for that long. But I truly do kind of have Mox fatigue right now.
I do. I said it on, the Will match could have been anyone in the Death Riders with Moxley out there, on the side.
Right. And we've really only seen it. And we've really only seen how Moxley's relationship with Will shapes his experience in the Death Riders. What about his relationship with Pac? What about his relationship with Danny? What about his relationship with anybody else?
They could be playing up like Claudio or Pac or Yuta feeling betrayed by Jon Moxley for bringing someone new in and pushing him. There's so much like story potential there, and they're just focused on Will and Mox, and I don't think that's the story.
And we still have 6-8 weeks to all in. You know, there's no need to just focus completely on the Mox aspect of it. I love Mox. He does a great job. But he's the Continental Champion. He never loses. Never. It's just boring. And it just gets to be a drag. And like Mox doesn't have, and nor does anyone. I would be saying the same if this was Kenny Omega. I would be saying the same thing. Like, you can't make one person, the entire company revolve around one person. And if you think this company doesn't revolve entirely around Jon Moxley, you are deluding yourself, because it does. And
I mean,
like,
just think back to a year and a half ago.
right.
Like, we all had
world
Death
champion.
Rider fatigue.
Yeah.
Like, he somehow managed to turn it around, but there's still so much that could happen with that storyline and make it interesting. But it's like, God, I need a break from Moxley.
I just need a break. And it's just, I don't need a long break. I just need a short break. Like, give me a couple weeks. But we're sitting here going, how can we get more women? How could we get more women on the show? There's Jon Moxley. I'm not kidding. I thought about this really hard. 20 to 25 minutes on both shows every week. That's not an exaggeration. It's between promos and a match. That's how much time you spend on Jon Moxley every Dynamite and every Collision. It's too much. It's just too much. And there's all this talent not getting used on the men's side even, you know? Like, can't find something for Brody King to do? Can't find something for
there's so many other
matches?
But there's also so much more talent in the Death Riders. Why is it always Jon Moxley?
Right.
Use a time you were going to use on Jon Moxley and make it a Marina match.
Let's see what the chat says about this. It'll make sense if we get another gimmick change. Oh, we're talking about Timeless still. Okay, sorry. We're still talking about Tony there. Okay. Antoine says, amen, Blade. Tino Ibarra says, keep talking, Blade, and they're going to do a Death Riders pay-per-view like the NWO one back in the day. Did you watch Sold Out with us? Did you watch a Sold Out with us yet? Books? Because if not, you're gonna.
No, you still owe me a Scott Hall.
Oh, he'll be on it. He'll be on it.
Well, then I'm all for it.
Antoine says, and I'm going to say it on behalf of someone who thinks the same. Why are STP being used as a stepping stone? All I'll say, they have been. I mean, there's no doubt that that's true. When Mox is gone from AEW, weird shit happens. Mox carries AEW's ancestral dirt, and they lose power without him. Not for 2 weeks. Just don't buy it, Larry. I don't buy it. But that is a nice way to counter. And you were right, Blade. Antoine said, at least also give a mini conclusion to it. He's by far the gem of the company who's treated that way. But okay, take a step back, please.
Yeah.
Benny the Bear agreed. Danny and Wheeler aren't getting any younger either. I love Pac, Mox, and Claudio, but come on. Antoine said he can end up doing the opposite of his intention, stunning growth, stunning storylines, because they have to include him.
Yeah, but that's how I feel. Why is no one else in that group being pushed besides Will Ospreay?
Well, yes, and also like Yuta and Danny really aren't any farther along than they were when they started in the Death Riders, you know? Yeah. And part of that, I will say, part of that is on them, you know? Like, they haven't become more compelling necessarily.
No, I had high hopes that at least Danny Garcia would be compelling, but here I am still hating Danny Garcia, so.
And once Wheeler shaved his head, like, the hair thing was gone, and that was kind of what he was coasting on, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Why do we never see his relationship with everyone else, or better yet, Marina's relationship to the Death Riders? Yeah, I think if you want to make the Death Riders interesting, which, quite honestly, good Lord, like, the Death Riders occupy so much space in AEW right now.
Yeah,
and I think Michael Allen Lewis
something with them.
Yeah, Michael Allen Lewis explains my thoughts on this very well. Jon Moxley is one of the most compelling wrestling characters in the game, one of the best ring guys, and I don't care. You've burnt me out on this guy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I know how good he is.
On Wednesday, when him and Will were coming out, I was like, I just don't want this to be John. I said, I'm sick of John. Like, and that's words I didn't have, like, the entire Jon Moxley being world champion, belt in the briefcase, that story dragging. I never once was like, I'm sick of Jon Moxley.
No.
And it could just be a combination of all of this, but I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I don't want to see Jon Moxley. And I don't like that feeling. because he is one of their best talents. But
yeah. No, nobody likes that feeling, you know. Tino Ibarra, I was there when he came back with the IWGP title in Indiana, which is how much I love AEW. I went to that disgusting cesspool known as Indiana. There is a lot of Midwest hatred for Ohio and Indiana in a certain part of our friend group, people from Detroit, it seems to me.
that's me in
Antoine,
Long Island.
Oh, you're from Long Island?
No, I'm from Westchester.
Yeah, you're from Westchester. I was like,
I hate Long Island.
Oh, right. Oh, got it. Yeah. So does everybody from New York, don't they?
Yeah, we all hate Long Island. It's literally the actual armpit of America.
Antoine, it can be a paint by numbers drag. There's such a thing as too much of a good thing. Michael Lewis, 2 whole years, and the only character development in the Death Riders is Claudio has a lucha mask and Pac has more hair.
And Yuta has less hair.
Yes. And Tino Ibarra says it's even longer counting the entrance for the Death Riders. Yeah. Antoine said, me and Blade were having this same discussion a year ago, but it's not a break from the Death Riders. It's a break from him. As a man who is an ally, he should be taking a step back. I wonder what Renee thinks.
Renee might have blinders. I mean, I think sometimes your partner has blinders.
This is why I'm annoyed with the STP matches leading to nothing so far. I think Mox's intention was to help STP. I really do. By just getting them.
What just happened? Can you guys see me? Or
hey.
You all read your wish. I was just gonna be me, but I panicked. I was like, "What just happened?"
Finger moved the wrong way. Blurry Line in the chat said, "In the arms of an angel." Yeah,
we gotta
Yeti
this books.
Oh, Yeti's booing me in the chat that I'm back. Jesus Christ, this guy boos me just every time I even make my appearance in any facet of Yeti Malone's life. I just get booed. And that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, Yeti was like, yeah, it's just book. Jeez. Okay. But yes, I was reading something from Antoine. Yeah. So I thought last year we would get a break from the Death Riders and Mox. I thought they were going to break up. I thought they were going to plastic bag Mox. And now they're teasing, they definitely at the end of Forbidden Door are teasing the Death Riders turning on Will. They teased that for sure. Just with some awkward timing and stuff. But
I'm hoping that the turn with Will is also on Mox for them feeling betrayed. Because if you're going to make Moxley a babyface, don't have him in a heel group.
Look at this. Look at this shit. Blade's talking about Mox fatigue when he takes up 4 hours of internet airtime every week. God damn. Little stiffsky here this fucking week, you guys. Jesus Christ. I'm kidding. I love you. Sure. Oh my God. All right. But yes. Well, I'm glad we're not alone. That wasn't as controversial.
I really thought that was a hot take because I'm very moxed out. I'm a lot of things out. So I with like some fresh life into AEW because it kind of has felt repetitive for the last few months.
I can see that. I mean, I can see them pivoting in certain ways where they went a direction that's a little more familiar than where they were going to go.
Yeah.
Such as Mercedes winning the Owen instead of Willow because Willow got hurt or whatever.
I'm surprised Tony knew how to pivot for that.
Yeah.
Tony's not a good pivoter, and that's something he needs to learn. He needs to go to some therapy and learn to, one, give up some control, but learn how to let things go and move on from that.
Yep. Blurry Line brings up a good point. I think that's what we're waiting for. What we're waiting for happens at All Out. They kind of established that it's the pay-per-view where those kind of brutal turns happen. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's where they initially turned on Danielson, All All right, last thing. The Bang Bang Gang is back. Okay? Fucking guns up. All right? I'm so fucking outrageously happy about this. All right?
Did
Jay
you forget
White,
how good Jay White is on the mic? Because I did. And I was like, holy shit, I forgot how good Jay White was because it's been like a year and a half.
insane. That promo was crazy. You could tell he's been waiting for that moment for a long time, you know? And this guy is a edgy baby face that could easily be a heel whenever he wants to be.
Now, my one complaint with all of this is that I get where they're going with this. Jay White, leader of the Bullet Club, you know, Nepo baby over here, ender of the Bullet Club. You have Kenny and the Bucks sitting right there.
Mm-hmm. There's so much crossover.
I'm if they don't get pulled into this somehow, when at the end of the day, without Kenny and the Bucks going into Bullet Club, without them forming the Elite, we would not have AEW. They should care more about Nepo Baby killing the Bullet Club than Jay White. That's all I'm going to say, because it's kind of driving me nuts.
The reaction that they got from the crowd was unbelievable when Jay was on the mic. Blurry Line says it well. I fucking love Jay White on the mic because he's the only guy in wrestling talented enough on the mic to play a heel playing a babyface convincingly.
Yeah.
Because this motherfucker is a wolf in sheep's clothing and we all know it. All right.
Less Mox, more Jay.
Yes. And that's why I was glad the next night, you know, and right after their promo, they ran a clip of Cope and Cage backstage talking, and Christian Cage doesn't like Jay White. And, you know, that's a source of some, they're not on the same page about this. Right. And then immediately they announced that the Guns and Jay White and Adam Copeland are going to be in a tag team match versus Shane Taylor Promotions. And yeah, that is Shane Taylor being thrown to the wolves again. However, at least it's against a faction that has some kind of momentum and heat behind them that's new. And it was a very good match, by the way. But after the match, the Death Riders, with everybody except Ospreay and Mox, attack the Bang Bang Gang. And they all attack, and so do the Dogs. And they kind of wipe the floor, including Copeland. And that is very interesting to me.
This is definitely going to be Blood and Guts or Anarchy.
Yeah, I think so. And I want to see.
But I would like Cope and Cage taken out and replaced with the Elite.
I agree. I think, though, if Kenny's going to be
Cope and Cage makes no fucking sense. But what are the Bucks doing?
Yeah. I think if they're going to be in Montreal, maybe that's a redemption thing, and they're going to do it in Montreal, which they're Canadian. I don't know.
There's plenty of tag teams they can go up against.
Michael Allen Lewis says, same books. I totally forgot because my last promo memory with him was from that awful MJF feud. He got set up to fail so hard in that feud. I mean, Tony was just not in his bag at that time. He was scrambling because you made Jay White look like such a fucking dork in that whole thing.
How do you make Jay White look like a dork? Like,
if you make Jay White look like,
really try to make Jay White look like a dork.
Jay White is kind of the Christian Cage of his generation in that he's a wonderful bastard who's like your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. Yes. Blurry Line said, you need to be really educated on wrestling to fully appreciate everything Jay White does so well, which is very much the story of Christian. That's a great point. Jay White, you know, I say it all the time. He's one of my very favorite in-ring wrestlers, period. I love everything he does. I love how he goads people, drives them insane, pisses them off by countering them constantly and antagonizing them, and then they lose because they lose control, and he stays in control and he defeats them. Jay's just so fucking good. So I'm very, very excited to have him back and feuding in a big feud with the Death Riders.
Unpopular opinion, but I almost want Kenny to lose. That way they can just scrap Cope and Cage from this and pivot and add Kenny and the Bucks to this.
I still think...
I'm sorry. I just don't understand how you have this story right there.
The dogs are still going to be in AEW after all.
I know,
that, right?
But it's not going to be like if Jay White gets revenge, it won't be as meaningful when Kenny and the Bucks also get revenge. Team them up together to murder them.
You noticed in that promo, Will got named as a fraud, because Jay White calls him the biggest fraud in the business. And I would love to see a world title feud between Jay White and Will Ospreay.
Oh, same. That's why I'm not upset for Will eventually winning, because I think Will will bring in new life. Again, we need Mox. We need MJF out of the world title. We need Samoa Joe. Even Hangman all need out of the world title picture.
Well, yeah, Hangman's no problem.
I'm not exactly mad that he can't challenge right now, because I have a lot of fatigue with the current landscape of the men's.
I think it's going to be exciting to have Jay White, to have Swerve, who's definitely going to be up in Ospreay's grill out now, and Swerve maybe with a new embassy behind him. You're going to have all kinds of shit going on there. You got the possibility of Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, Kazuchika Okada, all these people.
Woods, Austin Creed,
possibly
Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that they could do some really, really crazy shit. So there's two chats I want to read real quick before we head out here. Thank you all for hanging out with us on our supersized episode here. There's a lot to discuss, and we got it all in, Book.
I had a lot to say. I've had a lot on my chest.
All in is glory and triumph. All out is for crimes. That's a Blair line. It's true. It's true. Tino says, do we feel like Tony pivoted? Do we not feel like Tony pivoted well for the Owen? I actually think he did all right.
He did.
Yeah. I think he did all right.
I think that was the first time he actually pivoted very well. I think maybe he is getting therapy, but he's not a good pivoter.
Yeah.
But I think Mercedes coming back was easy then for him to pivot. I think if Mercedes wasn't coming back, he would have no fucking clue what he was doing.
Boston Jorge says, when is the next episode? The next episode of this show is next Friday at the same time, exact same time. So 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And then this Monday, Professor Degree and Books and I will be reviewing. We will be watching and reviewing Ready to Rumble from 2000, the WCW classic
wrestling movie to exist besides Nacho Libre.
Books and Bodyslams has seen it. I have not. And I'm like a lot older than her. And Degree is a lot older than me. He's like,
and I'm a new wrestling fan.
Yeah,
I'm a new wrestling fan who didn't grow up on WCW, had no idea that David Arquette was a WCW champion. So the fact that I've seen it and they haven't is pretty impressive.
Michael Allen Lewis, how are you all feeling about the Ciampa Jericho feud so far? I think it's fun. I don't think it's bad.
I don't have a lot of Jericho fatigue right now. I mean, I have real life Chris Jericho fatigue, but not in wrestling. So like I've kind of enjoyed, but they also seem to know that people get fatigued of Jericho quickly. So they doing well. Yeah, no, it's I haven't minded Chris's work at all, and I think him having Ciampa to bounce off of, they've been really good for each other to bounce off of. Ciampa's so gifted.
and he can inhabit different sides of his character without breaking the wall and becoming somebody totally different, which is really hard to do. Antoine says, love you, fam. We love you too, Antoine. Always never. We need a shake up at the top. I'm not thinking of an embassy reforming as a possibility since it gets in the way of me appreciating the story in front of me. Fair enough. Blurry Line, isn't that film also the debut of John Cena? No, it's a WCW film. This is the one David Arquette is in. I believe DDP is in this movie.
Yes.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
There's only certain wrestlers I know that are in it. I know DDP for sure.
Yes. Michael Allen Lewis, line of the week. Will Ospreay to MJF. Be careful, you end up breaking your neck, sucking yourself off.
Oh yes, he is. He's in the background. Oh my god. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's at the gym and he's like lifting weights. Oh my god, I forgot about that because I remember stopping and screaming, "Oh my god, that's John Cena."
Yes, Yeti Malone is confirming this. Okay, I did not know that. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Books, stay here. We're going to be on. Till next time, I'm Blade Daly.
And I'm Books and Bodyslams.
Pro wrestling forever. Except you, Yeti Malone. All right. Bye, everybody.